Well, heavy rain and gusty winds caused some major damage over the weekend and early this week into portions of Idaho. And the weather hit some local farmers hard. News Channel 7's Hector Mendoza went out to a field to see the effects of that storm. Hector, what did you find out?
Well, the Idaho Hop Growers Commission said that there were a few hop farms that were hit pretty bad by the storm. Sorry about that. And I went out to one of the farms in Wilder where a huge section of their hop field just completely came down. These tiny green cocoons are special.
Brewers use it for its aroma qualities, and a lot of these go into craft brews.
And Idaho ranks #2 for the production of this plant called hops, according to Idaho Preferred, a program through the Idaho State Department of Agriculture. And a majority of Idaho hops are grown in the southwestern part of the state around Wilder. Due to some of the storms that hit the Gem State earlier this week, many farmers that grow these 18-foot tall plants saw their hop fields collapse.
It's chaos.
Including at Wilmunster Farms in Wilder.
The outer edge held, which is weird, but the inner just couldn't handle all the immense weight. Once the rain starts happening and then the wind, they start to dance. They do their little dance and they start twisting. And once it starts getting in rhythm, this whole field will start to move. Like you can see it shifting, and that's what you don't want.
That's when all the wires, cables, and wooden poles snapped, collapsing 34 acres of this 100-acre field. And once the hops touched the wet soil,
The clock started ticking.
which means harvesting these plants will start a lot sooner than expected.
We were gonna start harvest maybe next Wednesday or Thursday, and now it's just like, well, we need to hurry up and start ASAP now. And so just scrambling.
Even days after the heavy rain and gusty winds hit this area, Wilmunster Farm still has no idea how much of an impact this will have.
I would like to salvage it all, but we could lose 10-20% off of this. Just kind of depends.
And the cleanup of the aftermath will add extra work for the crew.
Normally we would have been done with this field when we start picking it in 2 days, maybe 7, depending.
But the manager of the farm says you just have to roll with the punches.
Well, when it happens, it happens. You just have to deal with it, and you just have to make do with what God gives you and just go, The
manager of the farm says that the last time it was hit by a storm like this one earlier this week was in 2006. He says the damage they saw 17 years ago was much worse, but still the storm damaged enough to have to completely redo the fields.
Yeah, you definitely feel for them, especially when they thought that this was turning out to be a great season for them.
Right.
All right. Thanks, Hector.